trying to say?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need kind who's been there, who's done that. And Godin has that.
It's
You see?
upstairs. Close my door.
Yeah, yeah. But I agree with you, man. I agree with you.
All right, so Hazem, continue what you were saying again because I think we should be back online now. So continue what you were saying about the game.
The game. Yeah. So
Oh,
what I was saying was
just
good.
in relation to the Serie A, does this mean that the Serie A is
No, no.
screwed?
I'll just speak about the game first for a bit, because it was quite a big game. So in terms of Godin and Sensi were crucial to Inter, but I still think Juve were just better mentally, and you saw the Inter had a bit of an inferiority complex. That despite coming to the San Siro, Inter were always letting Juve have the advantage. And of course, it's Sarri. You have to give credit to Sarri, but also the players are. Although you can see that they're still not ready mentally, they're still Conte, of course, improved them mentally a lot, but they still need time. And this is why I said Inter aren't winning the league this season. This is why I said they're winning it in their second season, and I said Juve will win 9, but not 10 in a row. It's because it takes. Although you can see Conte's results in terms of playing style immediately, his mental aspect it takes time to implement, especially when you're playing against top side like Juve, who have been building the mental aspect for years. They've been building it and consistently having it. So it takes time with Inter, and I can still see a title challenge. They're gonna win all the games of mid to small table teams, but Juve, I can see Juve stumbling as well, and I just see for Juve the Ligt is just horrible. He's one of the worst defenders I've ever seen. How I don't know what he was doing in the penalty box, and this is why Juve is not going to go far in the Champions League when you have a defender like the Ligt, who's worse than David Luiz, and he's just horrible. So I don't know what they're going to do with the Ligt. They just
But
need
it's
to
so
bench.
it's but as in it's overhyped too much.
Yes, he's horrible. He was just
Too
one of the
much.
worst players on the
Oh,
pitch.
all right. Let's hit so okay, Kadim. Syria is Syria now over now after this after this L that Inter Milan took, or should we still have to hope that things can change?
I mean, Juventus was favorite before the season, so now it's 1 point difference. We changed, of course. There was an opportunity for Inter to
To go top. 5 points clear.
but like I always assume that Juventus is going to win the league, but I'm a sportsman, so I always say it's not over until it's over.
Yeah, no, but no, Karim, I get that, but Karim, you're dealing with a team who've won it 8 times in a row, and you're dealing with a league that the other teams don't have many world class players in these other teams. So when you put those things into account, why should we bet
No,
against
Inter
Juventus
have
or
world
have
class
hope?
players. Inter have world class players.
Inter don't
I
have the
mean-
kind of world class players that Juventus have, but Karim,
I
carry on.
mean, I personally don't really like the Juventus club at all, to be honest. Since they were found out to be guilty in bribing refs to win trophies.
Yes, thank you.
So, yeah, I mean that's I don't know whether it still happens or not. Overall,
Okay, so basically you still have hope that Inter or Napoli can still win the league.
yeah, I mean, like if yeah, of course. I mean, like if they, of course, they have still a possibility to win the league. But yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, Kadim, I don't share that same hope that you do, unfortunately. All right, Red.
Oh, my heart, man. This
Wait,
game
no,
really.
wait, Red,
Red was
before
hyping
you go,
this
no,
so
no, Red. I'm not gonna let you off that easy. Red.
Oh no.
You were Team Lukaku. Hashtag
Oh,
Inter Milan.
I still am,
You
still
said
am.
with your chest that Inter Milan were going to win this. Red, what's the bloody hell happened, man? Speak
Okay.
now.
Lukaku was
No, Lukaku nutmegged the lick. Respect Lukaku.
That's the
He
only.
nutmegged the lick. He nutmegged the lick.
He slipped.
They're like this. It should be inducted because of that. But now Lukaku was poor this game. Honestly, as sorry, one sec, guys. With in terms of Inter Milan, to be honest with you, it's the depth. There's Juve are just a better team. I can't like I hated on Juve. I actually exaggerated it a little bit just to hype up Inter Milan a bit more. But when you saw these two teams up against each other, you could clearly see one is a finished article team, a team that's used to winning. They have that mentality. They believe. Like even when Inter tied it up, like Juve, they didn't stress out. They kept on playing their game. They kept on going forward. They just like even when it was time to sub on, Inter lost Sensi. Who do they bring on? Vecino, a player out of his depth. Whereas Juve, they have Higuain on the bench. They have Ramsey, Rabiot, Bentancur. They have Emre Can. Just a much higher caliber player that would walk into Inter Milan starting 11. Honestly, like we still even though there are players there that are great, like the defense is great, the goalkeeper situation is good. The midfield we have Sensi and Brozovic, which are pretty decent. Barella is not really that good. Asimo is a quality player, but he's not really a long-term.
He's over the hill. His best is at Juventus.
Yeah, exactly. Like his best years are behind
my Ghanaian brother.
And no, I respect him. He's a good player. It's just that his best years are behind him. He's no longer he's not going to peak any more than he already has. Latoro was amazing. This guy is actually it. This player is
No. But Red,
quality.
I need an answer to this question. Is it's over? Is it Serie A over? Is it
no way? It's not over. It's not over. See, the thing is, HH is one key thing about this match is it's mentality.
Red, you know it's over. Red, come on, just say.
Oh no! Look, I know Juve are in the driver's seat right now. I agree with you, but HH, we're looking at it long term because Conte's not coming here for a year and he's dipping. Let's look at it long term, HH. This team, Inter, if they just continue winning the way they have been before this match, it increases their mentality. They start to believe in winning these games. Because as soon as Juve went 1-0 up in the first 4 minutes, Inter stopped playing the way they were playing against Barca. Because they felt that we're already defeated. They have an inferiority complex to Juve. They just have to get that. Once they get that, like eye of the tiger, that sort of that edge to them. Like look at Liverpool last season. Season, exactly. Like hasn't said is pretty spot on. Like maybe even if they do lose it this year, next year they're gonna probably be favorites. Because look at Liverpool last year. Last year they sort of had that inferiority complex to City. They walk in this season, they can't lose. They feel like they're on top because they won that Champions League. Their confidence is up. They're now, I would say, a lot would agree, the best team in England right now. Because again, once you get that mentality, go ahead.
Okay. So Red. So just to be clear, so you still believe Inter Milan will win the league?
I have like I'd say, look, I can't say that they'll win the league because that's too strong a word. I say that Juve are now 60% favorites with Inter 40%.
Okay. All right.
Can I add one thing?
Muntaha, thoughts?
Yeah, bro.
Muntaha, keep it real, man. Keep it real, man. Keep it real, please. Keep it real.
Yeah, of course, bro. For me, bro, this game was like I was expecting kind of 2-2 draw, and like from 65th minute to the last 98th minute, what I saw was like even at times Inter was a bit unfortunate, to be honest, in the box. They could have come with a draw as well. Could make it up 2-2 or something like that. I wouldn't say pen, to be honest, over there, but there were some chances, Inter created. First of all, for me, this guy Sensi should be like right now, like at least on his current form, top 10 or top 15 midfielders in the world football right now, because this guy is so cruel. Hey, you have to understand.
No, he's a current form.
I agree, Monta.
No, fair enough. Well, I like people to end their stripes and to at least give me a season. Can I have one season?
No, but he said current form. That's the key. He said current form.
Yep.
Yeah, one season. Carry on, Muntaha, carry on.
Okay, so for me, brother, if you see that, bro, it's like Sensi, bro. Like this guy is like, for me, wow, what a player, man. Like look at his close control, look at his decision making, look at for the players, to move. He always looks, to go vertical every time. This guy either he'll move with the ball vertical or he play the ball vertical, and like at times he takes some of the risk in the game, and he was giving tough time to Juventus. Like if you see the first 30 minutes, like even though Juventus scored early goal though, and which I believe that which could have been avoided by blocking the shot of Dybala. But anyways, so I think so. You know what? Like this guy was doing great, but when he was injured, that was like loss of momentum. Inter was a bit more confused now how they should respond. They were looking for the response, and like just to find out a solution. It was a halftime,
Oh.
Juventus wasn't like they have upper hand of the game, But in the second half, to be honest, Inter started really well for me. Like I was impressed the way Conte plays, and one more thing, look at the way Conte plays from the back. Look at the courage of the players. I don't think so. Juventus have to be honest, even Juventus play sorry ball, but look at the way they build up from the back. Look at how close control the way they do. So for me, bro, of course, man, Conte team was really good, but the difference was the quality and
Quality.
mentality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so for me, bro,
finish off.
yeah, I'll just finish it off over here, bro. Still 30 games left, and it's just 1 point ahead.
Oh, okay. So
And just
Monza, so you
yeah.
still believe that Inter Milan will win?
I want bro, to be honest, bro, that there
Made
is
8 times in a row. 8 times in a
bro,
row.
bro, it doesn't matter, bro. At some point, bro, you
Wait,
have to
what
be
do you mean by it
No,
realistic.
no,
doesn't
no.
matter? What
I
do you mean
think
by
the
it doesn't
key
matter?
question is:
HH,
can
no,
Inter
HH.
win at the J Library?
No, HH, you have to understand. Look. Even Juventus have to play away Atalanta at some team like that. You cannot tell me that Sarri is going to play with the same consistent result each and every game, 30 games,
Not
bro.
possible.
Come on, bro. It's not. At some point, you guys are going to lose a game or draw some few games. There will be kind of Champions League because you have to progress in UCL as well. It's like Juventus. It's not just okay. They're going to play La Liga. Serie A. They have to play Champions League games as well. And you never know. They might reach to quarters, semis. So they
Nah,
have to
around a
sacrifice
16
at some
max.
point. Yeah, no, I'm just framing the situation right now.
All right. Okay. So basically,
So it's I think so. It's like Juve is 55% they have probability of win, but still Inter is there, bro.
okay.
So don't sleep on Inter.
So basically, this we just have to read this comment here. Say that Serie A is the Scottish league with better food. That was just a
No,
comment that was put out
No.
there. That
I
really,
disagree,
really,
to be
really,
honest.
really, really harsh, really harsh, really harsh, really harsh. Another guy
Look.
says that
H,
Inter's easy man, Milan not tell.
Let
Another
Red
guy
speak,
says
man.
Inter's midfield lacks physicality. Well, I thought Brozovic was a
No,
thug.
no.
Now,
Vecino was
No.
physical.
we have a super chat here, and I think I want to go down the group with this super chat. So from Lukman Osman, he says Pjanic is upper tier 2, very
Yes,
underrated.
yes, it's true.
Now, in my view, and okay, so basically, remember, guys, this is the rankings. The rankings are chief, tier 1, upper tier 2, upper tier 3, tier 3, unranked. Those are the rankings. In my view, Pjanic is tier 2. On the cusp of upper tier 2, but for me, Pjanic is upper tier
Yes.
2. So, Milko, where do you rank Pjanic?
Tier 4.
Oh, wow. So,
God.
so why don't why didn't you rate him that highly?
I need to see his UCL.
Okay.
Oh God.
Abdullahi, where do you
Uh,
where do you rank Pjanic? Abdullahi, where do you rank Pjanic,
yeah.
man?
I rank him, let me say, tier 2.
Tier 2. Oh, okay. Ahmed, where do you rank him?
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say because I don't I have better things to do with my time than consistently watch the Serie A's. But based on his Champions League performances, I would say lower to mid tier 2.
Oh, okay. Hazem?
No, this guy's. I've been saying this for a long time. One of the best registas out there. I'd say
I
upper tier
love
2.
with what
Just rank the dude, man. Hazem, rank. Give
I told
me a
you.
damn rank,
I told you
man.
upper tier 2, man. I
Upper
agree
tier
with the
2,
guy in
wow.
the comments. Good job,
Okay.
bro. Good job. Good comments.
Red. No, sorry. Kadim, where do you rank him? Where do you rank him?
Tier 2.
Fair. Red?
I agree with the rest of the guys. I think he's tier 2, upper tier 2. H, you have to remember this guy.
No.
Which
Red,
one?
choose one. Either upper tier 2 or tier 2. Choose
No,
one.
upper tier 2. Upper tier 2.
Yes.
I remember when this guy knocked us out of the Champions League with Lyon. HH. Pjanic has been balling for a long time under the radar. It's just because he never plays with
under the radar.
the really Hollywood teams. I know Juve are big, but they're not really. There's not really a lot of ads around them, or they're not hyped as much as other teams.
Okay. Munzaha, where do you rank him?
Bro, I think so. Upper tier 2.
Yep.
Upper tier 2. Okay, fair enough. Well, those are the rankings. So let us move on right now to the topic that we're all really here for. This is the one that really excites me.
Champions League.
So
Champions League.
Pep Guardiola.
So basically, this dude, that statement he said is going to come back to haunt him. Pep, you shouldn't have said that statement. I destroyed football. I destroyed football. Actually, before actually carrying with this, a comment here. This hangout is a collection of the most deluded football fans. No,
Support your claim.
this
Support your
hangout
claim.
is a collection of
Support
the
your claim.
realest football fans with the greatest pieces of character. If you don't like a character or anything, kindly unsubscribe and log out. Thank you. Carrying on. He said he destroyed football. This is what this dude said. And I've been on him ever since he said that. So because you don't have De Bruyne, you can't beat Wolves. So because Laporte is injured, you can't beat Wolves. We have to begin to question, how good is Pep really? How good of a manager is he? He's a great coach. He knows how to really coach players and really get them better. How good is he at managing situations? I've always said that. I'm putting
my
Klopp over
voice is
Pep.
going.
Hey, let me land, man. What the hell? Let me land. So I've always said that I'm putting Klopp over Pep. I'm putting Uncle Moo over Pep. I'm putting Fergie over Pep. Because until Pep can win something with Scunthorpe, I don't want to hear anything. So my thing is this, is that I don't believe the Premier League is over. I don't. Liverpool fans, if you believe the Premier League is over right now, you're being very foolish. Because last I checked, weren't you 7 points ahead and you managed to mess up? Yes, Leicester City, West Ham. Yes, I remember that. And you drew with Everton as well. So you screwed up. All you needed was just one damn win out of those flipping games, man. You bricks. So the question here is this. With this loss to Wolves, I'm like, what the hell is going on in your house, man? What the heck? Man, it's like, seriously, people, when you come to this hangout, please take care of any baby mamas, any ex-wives, any escorts, any kids, any adopted kids before. I don't want to hear your kids or your children or your baby mama on this hangout. Please, I don't. Okay, like I don't want to hear about your domestic issues on a bloody football hangout. That's ridiculous. Keep that stuff to yourself. What the hell? I'm hearing babies crying, children crying. All that, like, are you like in an orphanage or something? So,
Somebody getting kidnapped.
So the question for the panel here is this: is very simple. Is with this loss to Wolves, has Pep been exposed as a fraud, or will Pep come yet again as he did last year and prove anyone wrong that he is indeed an amazing coach that can oversee adversity? Milko.
I think Guardiola is overrated. I'll be honest now.
Why?
I think he's overrated. I think and I'm gonna be honest. I actually rate Claudio Ranieri over Pep Guardiola. I think Claudio Ranieri,
Oh my god.
for him to win a Premier League with Leicester City is way more bigger than what Pep Guardiola has done in his whole entire football career as a manager. And I'll just say this. Personally, I don't think Liverpool will win it because they're a Champions League team. They live for the Champions League. It's not going to be possible for them to win the league.
So
I'm sorry.
therefore you're saying that City will still win the league then?
The thing is, Liverpool is not built for a 38-game season. And when you're not built for a 38-game season, I find it very hard for you to win a league, you know? So I'm sorry, but I can only see Liverpool maybe winning the Champions League because that's their only opportunity.
Okay, so you're saying that City will end up winning the league?
I hate City because they have 0 UCLs, but I have no choice.
Okay, thank you. Now, wait, let me just... So, Abdullahi, okay, please, can you now speak without any kids or wives talking?
Yeah,
please, thank you.
yeah, I can speak now. My bad.
So, yeah, so Pep, is he a fraud? Is this going to change the thing, or is this just going to... is this just a little blip in their season?
I already say congratulations to Liverpool winning the APL.
Oh,
congratulations! I have my reason.
Abdullahi, we're not yet in December. Come on, why? Why say that?
I'll give you a reason. Pep Guardiola, we all know him, does not have a plan. He only knows how to play just one formation. And in that Pep Guardiola team, without KD, Kevin De Bruyne, they can never win. Oh, because he is their best passer in that team. I don't care what Emile Laporte does because Laporte doesn't make the difference. KDB make that difference in that team. If you want to beat Man City now, take out KDB and play them. you will beat them mercilessly. You will destroy Man City mercilessly because he is the glue that glue Man City together. He is the man. If he doesn't play, Man City are done. He is the man. So Guardiola can't be telling us. He can't be telling us, it's just football. We are not our best days. I don't want to hear that. If you're a top manager always finds a way to win. I don't care if you want to win it. We always abuse on Kumu. Hey, Mourinho knows how to defend. Mourinho does this. Mourinho is a very tactical manager. He knows what he's doing. Mourinho knows I want 3 points. I'm gonna go different. I'm not gonna attack you anymore. One goal is okay for me. I don't want to attack because he knows what he's doing. He reads other things. But Guardiola does one formation 4-3-3, 4-3-3. For every team he has gone to, he only plays just one
Wait,
formation.
wait,
I'm
but
serious.
Abdullahi, but you realize that this dude got 100 points one season, 98 points another season, and has won
No,
multiple league titles playing this philosophy. So why
exactly.
should he
That's why.
change?
Yeah, that's why he's the Premier League man. Doesn't know how to win champions except for Barcelona only. See, he can't win without Lionel Messi. That team. He went to Bayern Munich. Flop. This is Manchester City. Pep Guardiola has been Champions League for 3 seasons. He has spent almost billions. He hasn't won. He hasn't even get past quarterfinals. What are you guys telling me? He's the best manager in the world? Hell no. Sorry. For me, it's done. Congratulations to Liverpool. I said it already.
Okay.
Congrats to them. They are the champions of England. That's
All
it.
right. Okay. Ahmed, do you believe that the league and season is already over after this loss by City and Pep? Do you think Pep has become a fraud?
Well, I'm gonna stay consistent as someone who said the Serie A isn't over because there's 30 games left. Same thing can be said for the Premier League, and even more so, we know how good City can be in the league. Now it depends on the whole Silva issue. I heard he could get the 6 match ban, and that's gonna be very impactful if
But wait,
it
wait,
does
wait,
or
wait.
doesn't
But
happen.
but don't you think that the loss of Laporte is more impactful than a loss of Silva?
It is more impactful, and it is, but without it's just a question of how if Pep Guardiola can adapt or not. That's the main
He
issue
doesn't
here.
know how to adapt. He doesn't
Wait,
have
wait,
a
let him land, man.
plan
Let Ahmed
B.
land, man. Let Ahmed land.
I don't think he can. I feel like he's gonna struggle. Still, I mean, we saw against Tottenham how Tottenham managed to get a result against City at the Etihad. We saw Wolves get a result at the Etihad. We've seen Norwich beat them. This speaks to an issue of just simply being able to adapt and try to play a different system. I think he can, but it's gonna be too late this season. I know at the start of the season I said City will win the league, and I'm sticking by my prediction, because I'm not gonna flip flop. But what looks like is gonna happen is that they're gonna get good and know what's up too late in the season, and by then it's gonna be too late. Especially if they lose to Liverpool once, because if they lose once to Liverpool and then it's an 11-point gap, then we could be looking at simply just going for the Champions League.
Okay. Hazem.
Yeah, man. So first of all, I want to congratulate Salah on the 2 goals in the Champions League and winning goal again, coming in clutch, and also Lewandowski, great 2 goals against Tottenham. And
Wait, wait,
as for,
wait, 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 Hazem. You realize that everyone already knows you're half Polish and half Egyptian. Everyone already knows that.
HH,
no,
don't
I'm
take
just
the bait.
congratulating.
HH,
Carry on,
don't
carry
take
on,
the
Hazem.
bait.
Carry
No,
on,
because
carry
I know
on.
you skipped you skipped them on
Just answer
purpose.
the question. Just carry on, carry on, carry on.
Yeah. So moving on to Mr. Pep.
I don't hear a word from Hazem.
Oh, sorry, bro. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now, Kadim?
Yeah, I can hear. We can hear.
Talk,
Okay, bro.
Hazem, talk.
Yeah. So moving on to Pep. Yeah, man. So I think you can't really criticize him once if he won back-to-back Premier Leagues, but at the same time, we have to question his decision making when he's not starting. You don't have De Bruyne, then at least start Bernardo Silva. You don't have Bernardo Silva or De Bruyne on the pitch, so you're losing that creative force in the midfield,
No,
which
no,
is
wait,
very
wait, but
very
wasn't De
important.
Bruyne injured though?
He's injured. Yeah.
Yeah, but does he have Bernardo Silva?
It comes in on second half. He plays
Okay,
in
okay.
second
So,
half. He
so, so you
plays.
were saying,
He
Abdullah,
plays.
come on, chill, man, chill a bit to it. So, Hazem, so you're saying that he should have opted for Bernardo Silva over Mahrez?
No, Bernardo Silva over Gundogan in the center midfield position because you need
Okay.
you need a lot of creativity. If De Bruyne is not starting, you need another creative player who can
Can I
really
talk?
play in between the lines and pass in between the lines and break the position of Wolves.
Hello,
And
hello.
when you don't have that, it's very detrimental. As for in the general aspect, I still think Man City will win the league.
Nah, it's
Wow.
over.
Um,
Wait.
Azim,
yeah,
it's
So
over.
Hazem. So you're saying from, I know it's early, but you're saying 8 points clear. Liverpool
yeah.
are going to lose an 8 points lead, and City are yet again going to overcome an 8 points lead and win the league. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
The game against who Liverpool played, Sheffield. Was it Sheffield that Liverpool played this weekend?
No. Liverpool played against Leicester City.
Leicester City. Yeah. That's the one. In that game, when I was watching it, I realized that Liverpool are really they can really be hurt because Liverpool were actually Leicester were playing good football and they created many chances, and Van Dijk is becoming mistake prone. So I can see Liverpool dropping this lead, unfortunately, because you're not always going to have that penalty at the end, which is I don't know if it was a penalty, but you're always going to be that lucky. And I think when De
Adrian was in
Bruyne comes
goal.
back, when De
Adrian was
Bruyne
in
comes
Bilko,
goal.
back,
shut up, man. Shut up. Hazem, shut up.
Adrian was in
when De
goal.
Bruyne comes back and Liverpool start bowling games and the luck runs out, I think it's just gonna happen again. City are gonna win it because City are just the better team when De Bruyne is there in
Okay.
terms of league.
All
So
right.
yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
But Azim, no Kevin
We know
Dabone anymore.
Abdullah, just chill. But come on, just chill.
Yep. What?
Kadim. All right. Red.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. It's this is about Pep, right? HH, or is it about the 2-0 to Wolves?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because like if that's the case, like first of all, I think we're being a bit too reactionary. I think a team like a team like City, they've proven to us over the past 3 years that they're consistent winners, and they're going through a rough patch, which is natural because every team that has that run of wins and those results, they're going to eventually come to a point where they're losing. Let's not forget that City won they were in last season. Like so they are constant winners. We don't want to just throw Pep under the bus or the players. They are missing key players. They are missing Laporte, De Bruyne. There's also a lot of there's also a lot of like unrest in the locker room post Bernardo Silva situation, which I'm pretty sure that's affected the club and the mentality of the players because there's always that negativity around them. So maybe once they get past this, I think they'll go back and like Liverpool, like they're going unbeaten right now, but like that's not sustainable. They're bound to eventually drop points because that's just history. So everybody's gonna drop points, but like I still think I do think though Liverpool, everybody prepare yourself mentally. Liverpool are winning the league. Like this season, I think they've at least favorite status. I just feel like they've achieved that level. I'm not trying to jinx them or anything. I'm just telling it how it is.
And also for people calling Pep a fraud, do you think that is harsh or?
A fraud at what? What? Like you mean to tell me he's not a great manager? Like he is a great manager. If you don't believe he's the greatest, fair. I agree with you. I don't believe he's the greatest, but he's a great manager. A team that can come
Top
and
20.
get you in. Like he got 198 points in 2 seasons. That's fairly impressive. And
Yes.
reaching quarterfinals. Now again, he spent a lot of money. There's a lot of asterisks. That's why you can't call him flat out the greatest for me
So
personally.
double it. I'm sorry for
Wait, no,
interrupting.
Man,
Abdullah,
he is
just
a
chill.
great manager.
Let's Red just land. Let's Red just land. Red land.
Let's look at managers as if the clubs are a consumer that want to buy a manager. When you're buying Pep, you're buying a manager with a philosophy. He's not a tactician. He's not going to adjust to it and nullify other teams. He's going to play his football and get whatever results he does, and he's been getting a lot of results. So when City appointed Pep, they knew how he was. So this is natural for Pep. He plays his style of football. He doesn't adapt to a lot. He tends to adapt minor changes for big games, but overall his style of play is consistent and it's proven to get results. Maybe not certain results like the Champions League, but eventually he'll get there. With a bit of luck, one day he could win another one. And
Okay.
how much should we say more than that? I just think.
Wait. Can I say something?
Wait. Let's Muntaha just land, and then we can then go back to the people. Muntaha.
Yeah, bro. Like, first of all, let's start with this one. How much you spent again and again? Because
Thank
I kept
you,
on repeating
Muntaha.
this
Please
stuff.
please, thank you.
You-
How much did you
you
spend,
spent-
man? I tell you,
Yeah,
you guys are
thank
going too
you.
easy on this dude, man. Too easy on this dude. Once I talk about these guys, man.
First of all, first we talk about how you spend over €1 billion. Do you
you.
understand?
Thank
You
you.
can literally run some small country in the billion euro whatever the money you've spent. Okay. Secondly, like you talk about your
McMafia.
philosophy, you're talking about philosophy, you're talking about this, you're talking about that, but the basic thing is, you know that you're one of your best defender of your club history company, he just left your club. You need to get a center back. Why you unnecessarily bought Juan Cancelo from Juventus? Why?
Yes.
can, can you answer me? Why you have bought? Because you know that you cannot rely on Otamendi. His like I don't rate this guy. Like I don't remember who in the football world rate this guy Otamendi the defender. Sorry,
Brick
not
Academy.
even.
Brick
in,
Academy.
wait. Abdullah,
Wait,
wait.
let's talk.
Yeah. Not even in the flipping, what do you call second choice, third choice. I don't trust this guy. Bro, on top of that, like you're talking about the players and management and all those things, yeah? What you do? Why you didn't start Bernardo Silva? Bro, this is, you know that Wolves give you a tough time. Either it's like, you start with the flipping Bernardo Silva, or like if Kevin De Bruyne would be fully fit, okay, if you would have start Kevin De Bruyne or Bernardo Silva, it makes sense. But you don't have De Bruyne anymore, so now you need Bernardo Silva in that midfield. You're playing Gundogan. Okay, Gundogan is deep lying midfielder, fine, but like you could have come with so
He's
many
had too
different
many
ways.
injuries, man. It kind of ends what he used to be.
Bro. Like on top of that, people say that, oh, he don't need Sane anymore. Look, he needs Sane. He needs some directness. He need that kind of winger who will attack and will be more direct. Will take perfect shots. And there is like what was Sterling was doing in this game. To be honest, like he was like below average. Like for me,
Don't
he was
compare him to
nowhere.
Salah.
Like of course, like you cannot compare right now Sterling to Salah. On bro, like thirdly, bro, like with this kind of performances you're bringing up, okay, and with that kind of defense, bro, in UCL you're going to like rip apart, bro. Like look at the teams like Dortmund, like even like teams like Bayern, bro. These guys are like ruthless, bro, inside the box. Bro, like come on, man. Like you're telling me that you're going to stop Liverpool, which is right now like right now inform Liverpool like just complete team, and I can see that like they can go 15 16 games undefeated. And on top of that, the next league game you guys are going to face is like Crystal Palace away.
Crystal
And
Palace, exactly. Is away.
bro, like for me right now, like if this guy have only one chance, go in Anfield, beat them. If you cannot beat them, Liverpool and Anfield, sorry man,
Muta, the
you know
title
what,
is
you know what, you
over.
know what, you know what,
Over.
you know what, you know what? I'm afraid to say that. Yo, H, I'm afraid to say that. I never expected City to be like in such a condition, bro. By the end of December, we might see, Liverpool like leading by 16, 17 points.
Hey, easy,
If,
easy, man. Nah, come on, chill.
bro, no, 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 no.
But actually, no, Musa, chill. Let me just respond to what has been going on in this live chat, because I've been monitoring the live chats. I don't have an agenda against Pep. Let me be very clear here. I have come out and said Pep is one of the greatest managers there's been. I do not deny the achievements he made for Barcelona and what he did. My thing is that this man thinks he's a lot better than he is. My problem is that I do feel that he's arrogant. He hides arrogance, but he feels like he's arrogant. And my thing about this is that for Pep Guardiola, you cannot tout yourself as
And
this
Mourinho
lord
isn't.
and savior of football when you've spent the amount of money that you've spent, and you keep on going to teams that have ridiculous amounts of money and these big teams. If you're really that great of a manager, go to a struggling club on a struggling team and make them win something. Make them
Come
do
to Milan.
something.
Come to
Like,
Milan.
come to Milan.
Come to
It's
Milan.
all
Come
home
to
There we
for
go.
you.
So
just let me finish. Allow me to finish over
okay,
here.
go for it.
Yeah, for me, right? Look, this guy is like a great philosophical manager. He has philosophy, but I think so. He is like a really limited tactician. Because if you're really that great tactician, you could have come with at least a draw. You could have come with, you could have limited the damages with this game, and easily I can see that. Okay, yes, yeah, okay, fine. You're not scoring. Okay, let's come with the 1 point though. But no, you keep on taking the risk, and it shows that like you are not a great tactician in world football. I'm sorry. You might be a great manager. You might be a great philosopher, in terms of football, but you are not a great tactician. That's my point.
Okay, so I think Abdullahi wanted to say a point.
Yeah, I want to say
And
something.
me.
Sorry. Red was talking about Guardiola winning Premier League back to back, 100 points and 98. Let's go back to same Mourinho, 2003, 2004, 2005. He won the Premier League 95 points, 97 points, and 100 points. If you remember very well, go back to Real Madrid. His first season in Real Madrid, he won the league with 100 points. So we can't just say Pep Guardiola won the league back to back. Now,
no. Wait. But Abdullahi, in response to but the thing though is that even if that may be true, it is the manner in which Pep did it. It's the amount of goals that they scored, amount of wins that they had in a row, and the amount of goals they conceded. It's the amount of records that they
No,
the issue.
but Real Madrid, his 100 points was more impressive than City's 100 points.
exactly, it was more impressive than City.
Okay. How so?
Actually, I can pull up because I'm pretty sure. I'm not. Well, let me just look it up right now. But I'm pretty sure
because I believe that City scored more goals in that 100-point season.
Okay, here's Madrid won it in 2012.
Wait, guys, shush. One at a time. Okay, Red, speak. One at a time. Red.
Madrid won it 100 with 121 goals scored, 32 conceded. So they scored 121 goals, 32 conceded, 100 points, and 4 draws, 2 defeats.
Okay. So does anybody know how many goals?
I'm looking it up right now, HH.
Okay.
That was 17-18, correct?
17-18.
106. So Madrid scored 15 more.
Lewandowski.
And in Madrid also City conceded 5 less. City conceded 5 less.
But Madrid won.
Wait.
Mods. Wait, mods. Josh and Sergio, people that keep on typing the same old crap, delete those messages. Give them, and if they keep on doing that
What's
crap,
up, Josh?
Kick them out. So Josh, Sergio, all those guys, mods, do your job, man. If they're guys just spamming the whole thing, sort those guys out, please. All right.
So like I was saying,
join the Hangout.
City had the same thing: 4 draws, 2 defeats, same as Madrid. But Madrid scored 15 more goals, conceded 5 more, so 10 goal differential. So Madrid had the better season than City, just purely off numbers.
So like I was saying before.
One more thing. Yeah?
Okay, I'm going to go back to Abdullahi. And I think
Madrid also made the semis, not the quarters. Madrid made the semis too.
All right, so Abdullahi.
So, like I was saying, so we can't be saying Pep Guardiola. For me, Pep Guardiola is a Premier League merchant. I've been saying it. Ever since he took up Man City, Guardiola hasn't reached Champions semi-final. How much he spent? Almost 316 billion euros. So how much just to buy a defender? A defender. You are spending kind of amount, and you're not telling me you can't get past quarterfinals or semi. No, I'm done with this man.
I agree.
Premier League, I'm done with him. Congratulations to Liverpool that win the EPL. I don't care what anybody says. He's done. I'm out. Done.
Bro, HH.
Okay, Mata, hit it.
Yeah, HH, I just want to say one thing over here. Bro, if you compare that 2011-12 Madrid side to this Man City side, yeah? Which was iconic team that Man City faced in their own league? Which
Nobody.
team? Chelsea? No,
Liverpool. Respect Liverpool 97 points.
No.
In the 100-point season, they did it.
Wait. But when you compare that Liverpool team to the Barcelona side, yeah, which is one of the greatest side, I believe personally, okay, and you have Messi who's scoring 91 goals in the 2012 calendar years, okay, and you have greats of likes of Xavi and Iniesta. That was like the peak, the highest Barcelona side ever in their own entire history of their own club, yeah. And we are facing them, and we defeated them like with Jose Mourinho's tactics and Jose Mourinho's discipline, bro. So, and we defeated them, by the way, yeah, on Camp Nou as well in that season. To that Barcelona side, bro. So, bro, like, what do you expect, bro? So, like, easily for me, bro, Mourinho 2012 was more impressive than Pep's 100 points, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
I agree.
All right. So, look, man, let's hit this right now, man. So, next on the agenda, man. This is quite dark, man. We're gonna talk about your boy Oli, man. Solskjaer. I don't think this dude is at the wheel anymore. I think the wheel has been broken. So let me just be fair here. They are officially called Boychester Divided right now. Boychester Divided is the official name. And couple of things. This proves that all of those people that insulted Nkumu and called him a loser, you need to now apologize to this dude because this dude won 3 trophies with his rejects. That's the first thing. The second thing is that Boychester Divided are a marketing brand. That's what they are. And as I said in my post-match analysis, I'm not here to talk about, do videos ad infinitum on marketing brands. This is not a marketing brand channel. This channel are for football clubs who are relevant on the pitch. So I'm not going to give Manchester United airtime because they're Manchester United because they're famous. No, I don't give a crap about that. Okay, so I'm not like, oh, this is Manchester United. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world. No, you're a marketing brand. You're a bunch of reject, complete crap bricks. Your football is awful. Okay, remember, this half of football we're trying to promote quality, good, tactical, insane football. Manchester United football is garbage. It is an absolute flipping disgrace. So the question is this, guys. I think we had something about this with regards to AC Milan. When we say easy man, chill man, with
Abdullah.
regards to AC Milan, and we said it was going to take AC Milan about 5-6 years. With a new low that these guys have now reached, how long is it going to take for AC Milan to become relevant again?
AC Milan.
For my view
Sure.
is that 7
Man
years.
United is not even
I'm
AC
like,
Milan.
really chill,
AC
man.
Milan.
Just chill.
You said AC Milan.
You said AC Milan.
Also, sorry. Look, I got
Okay,
lack
let's
of sleep.
speak
Lack
about
of sleep. So, how long is it going to take for Boychester Divided to be relevant again? Milko.
I think it will take
I need a number. I need a number, bro. I need a number.
three
Which one?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
So,
They're
why
not.
do you say
They're
3
not
years?
because the thing about United is I strongly believe that they're 6 or 7 world class players away from actually
What
competing
the
for
hell?
the.
That's the whole team.
I really do. And I just think that they have a good squad. It's just that their midfield and their if they can sell Rashford and Young, I think these guys would be a really, really good team. So for me personally, I think it's going to take 3 years. I don't think they're in the same situation as AC Milan. I think with us, there's massive rebuilding that needs to be
Wait,
done.
no,
Like
Milko,
it's
shut the
No,
hell
that's
up.
the
This
other
isn't
around.
about
It's the
bloody
other
AC Milan, it's
around.
about United. So thank you.
It's the other
You have
around.
spoken. Abdullahi, how many years?
Double H. I need some explanation before I give you.
Okay, good, fair enough.
All right. So for me, before I start, when they hired Frank Lampard, people were saying both of them are two rookies with ill experience taking up the job. I did not say anything. I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. Jose Mourinho was there. The first time Jose Mourinho was there, he was given 5 years contract. Jose Mourinho, I think 2.5 years before they sacked him. He won the FA Cup, he won the Europa League, and he won the Community Shield. And he was sacked because he was playing the defensive football. People should come out, United fans should come out and tell me what formation or what tack Ole playing. I want to know. Is he a gang pressing? Is he a possession football? What kind of formation is playing? Why can't they give
No one
Jose
knows.
Mourinho the time they're giving Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now? Why wasn't given that chance for him to rebuild that? Because once Jose was there, the team need massive rebuild. Jose said, I need a midfielder. I need a top-tier striker. I need a top-tier defender. Did they give it to him? No.
No.
Now they're giving it to Ole.
The board is
Why are
failing.
they giving it to Ole? For me, I did not see the job. What kind of job is Ole doing that Jose Mourinho hasn't done? Jose is a top-tier manager. He knows what he's doing. He literally said it. I want this. I want that. If you want me to compete with Man City and Liverpool, give me this player. Then you will see the real Manchester United. Now what we are saying is a relegation United. A relegation team United. Not even United at all. A relegation team. People saying Ole in, Ole out. For me, Ole done. The mistake United making for them sacking Jose Mourinho. You should have given this guy time. Call him, pick together. What do you go? For me, the players, the board, the Glazers, Alex Ferguson, all of them, they have problems in sacking Jose Mourinho. Because Jose literally said it out. This is what I want. Sack Jose Mourinho because of a legend. A legend who coached Cardiff City club. Coach in Norwegian league. I don't even know what kind of league it's called Norwegian league. He won back-to-back league. Now tell me, are you want to compare the competition in Norwegian league to EPL league? That's total different. And is it because it's a legend, he's well loved in the team, so he gave him the job. Let's see how it goes. Why can't you give that time? to say this is the time you need. You want to rebuild? Here's the money. You want to do this? Here's the money. Total backing. Liverpool gave Klopp time. They gave Guardiola time. Now look at what they're doing. Succeeding. Top best two teams in EPL right now. Arguably the best team in the world now. Liverpool Man City. Why was Osemori wasn't given that time? Oh no. Why wasn't
Yeah,
given that time
give
for him to build
Gianpaolo
a
time
team?
as well.
We're saying it's flop. Why Ose is not flop? Ose is a very wonderful manager. His
Follow
tactic is
out.
very good.
Follow out.
Nah,
Why
nah, give
wasn't given
Gianpaolo time.
why
No
wasn't
more
given the
time.
time?
So Abdullahi, just so how many years then before
For
United
me,
are
I'm
relevant?
No more
what I'm saying right
time.
now for
Give him
United,
time, bro.
almost 7 to 8 years.
He's giving him too much.
7 to 8 years for
Bro, he
them to
needs
come
time,
back.
man.
So Abdullah, you're saying 7 to 8 years.
Absolutely. If they can, for me, if Ole still remain that manager, it's gonna take them more than if it's gonna take them almost 20 years before they come back.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jesus. Okay,
Don't
yeah.
fair enough, fair enough. All right. So wait, before I go to Ahmed, thank you very much for the donation. This and that 765. Thank you very much. And Lukman Osman, thank you again for your £2 super chat. Lukman Osman says they will never ever be relevant again with the Glazers. I think that it's the Glazers, but I think speaking to many United fans, I think it's also Ed Woodward as well. I think Ed Woodward is also very problematic because the player acquisition has been horrendous. Ahmed, speak on it.
Okay, so just to be clear, what's your definition of relevant for a club like United?
Winning trophies, competing for the Premier League, going deep into the Champions League. That's what's relevant. Relevant only means one thing. Are those things where you are competing
Okay,
for
okay.
major
So
things?
under the same ownership, I'd say around 7 years, then they'll start competing for the Premier League. When things have changed a lot, my estimate. But about Ole, because he needs to be discussed a lot more. See, Ole is at the wheel, but he's kind of lost. Like he got hit with the banana peel, and then he got the blue shell, and then he's just slow. See, my issue with Ole right now is that he simply doesn't know. He's lost. Like I know I called Lampard a PE teacher, but this man is a Norwegian substitute teacher.
Whoa.
Okay, like we need to get this. I would say get him out, but the issue is they need to have a good replacement. And with the way the board is, the way everything is going, I don't think they have a good replacement lined up. So just keep it the way it is, in my view, for right now at least.
Lantema.
Hello? Yeah,
Lantema, can you
yeah.
please
Yeah, I
not
can hear him.
bring your domestic abuse to the flipping hangouts? Thank you. Carry on.
No,
Speak.
I can hear him.
Oh
Lantema.
no, so I love it. I love what's happening over at Old Toilet, man. This is fantastic. I hope they fall even further down the table. And their next game is what against Liverpool.
Yeah. Game
So they're
over.
gonna
Game
be
over.
in.
Game over.
They're in a full-on relegation scrap, lads. They're in a full-on relegation scrap. Bring back hashtag United 15th, and I like they're probably gonna follow in the footsteps of clubs such as Leeds, Portsmouth, Nottingham Forest, ex-great clubs, ex-great teams that you know I wouldn't be surprised if that club goes bankrupt very soon.
Whoa, man.
Because
That's deep, man. Okay, so Lantema, how many years
and,
then?
to, and to those who are telling the Glazers are bad owners, don't United spend like half a bill every transfer window? They spent 80 million on Jerry Maguire, 50 to 60 million on a guy called Juan Valencia. No excuses, no excuses. You sacked the greatest manager of all time. You reap what you sow. So yeah.
Okay. Hazem,
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can
Yeah,
hear
we can
you
hear
loud
you.
and clear, bro.
Yeah. So I think around 53 years, between 50 and 53 years, because Ed Woodward is 47 years old, so I think he's gonna die when he's around 90. So hopefully he doesn't die. But I think when he passes away, sadly, and they move to the new ownership, that's when United can actually start to have a plan. So around 53 years. But you never know. These days he can live very long, so you never know. But in terms of if they get a new board, a new ownership, and start to invest properly instead of spending hundreds of millions on Maguire and Daniel James. Daniel James, by the way, he's a good talent. No disrespect to him,
No,
but
no, he's good
if
enough.
you
But if Daniel James is your best player, you have problems.
yeah,
One trick
yeah,
pony.
he's a
One
good
trick
talent, but
pony has him.
if you want to really be challenging the top teams, you need mixture of experience and real talents that can become world class. I'm sorry, Rashford doesn't do it for me.
Rashford. Trash. Not even
I'm sorry,
Rashford.
but I really, really wanted this guy to succeed, but it seems like he just needs either better players around him or he needs a lower team to develop his talent.
He's on
Um,
300k. Has him 300k.
yeah, I agree. It's too much money, too much pressure.
300k.
Yes, I think United need a whole revamp in terms of the board, and they really need to get some world class players and some young players, but young proven players to really get challenging. And the main thing is invest in the right places because you can't be leaving positions unfilled and getting replacements like Harry Maguire for 80 million. That's just horrible planning, and that's what you have when you have an incompetent board. So that's why I'm saying it's going to be around 53 years, but between 53 and 60 years, depending on Ed Woodward's life expectancy. May he live long. No disrespect to your life and your family. But yeah,
Okay. All right. So basically, before I go to Red, remember, guys, we have over 300 people watching. Like the flipping vid. If you're in here, like that vid, like that vid, like that damn vid. It only takes a few seconds. Support this beautiful show. Support the best football show on the planet today. Sunday Hangouts. Show your love for the content we're giving you. Like that vid. So before I head over to Red, super chat here from Hanif MK, who says, Chelsea have better policy because they set up academy players. When the times comes, they use them wisely. I'm going to touch upon that very briefly. I'm going to touch upon that very
Double H.
briefly.
I will
I'm
talk
lying.
about
Don't
that.
take the bait. I'm
Are
lying. I
you?
knew you would take the bait. I knew you would take the bait. Just chill. Chill. Don't worry.
Huh.
I'll get there. Red. Hit
My
it.
blood is boiling.
How
My
do I?
blood is
I know.
boiling.
I know it's boiling.
Boiling.
I'll get to you. Red.
Boiling.
Hit it.
This is the mess. This club is. It's crazy because every year it just gets worse. Like every year they're just like declining and declining. And the problem is they buy quality players. They get good managers. They got Van Gaal. They got like Mourinho.
And
They
and they still couldn't be successful. Although Mourinho did
they
win
couldn't.
3 trophies. Mourinho did win 3 trophies, and nobody gave him his credit. But carry on.
Mourinho looked like Mourinho like elevated them a little bit. The only improvement they've had in the past like is that he actually got them Champions League football. They actually won silverware, but still overall, AJ, like if you look at the end of his tenure, they were a mess. Tamer hit the nail on the head when he said it. Like this is a decline of a great club. Like this is just it's like they can't do anything about it. Spend money. They bring quality players. They attract players.
So how
It's
many
just
years, man? How many years till they're relevant?
Dude, I don't know, man. Like the thing is, United are a sleeping giant. If they want to, they have the money. They could literally sleepwalk the league. Like they it's like they're almost trying to fail. How if they just organize this well organized plan where they actually, let's go for this
yes,
3 year plan. We'll bring in these key players over the course of time, where we'll have a full squad and we'll be fully competing by 3 years. But they get affected by social media way too much. Like because everybody was pressuring them
yeah,
on Mourinho, they sacked him, and they didn't even have a replacement in place. They just sacked him and just put Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which again, like I understand that he's a club legend and nostalgia FC and everything, but like you can't actually believe that you're going to compete with the Liverpool side that's accumulating 97 points that are going deep into the European competitions, and a City side that's getting 100 points pretty much every other season.
Mm.
How are you going to compete with no replacement, no planning? It's just like
So how many years? Red. How many years before the relevant? How many years?
HH. There's this will never HH. There's no like I can see Milan eventually getting there.
53.
I
Yeah,
don't see United. It's just HH. They're in a going down a void. That's it. There's
Oh
no. I
wow.
don't see a
Okay.
bright side.
no,
All
but
right,
what about when
Muntaha.
Ed Woodward dies?
Muntaha.
Yeah, yo, HH, man. Bro, do you remember when United lost to Sevilla in UEFA Champions League? I think it was round of 16, second leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
United Yo, United fans was coming at Jose Mourinho by saying that, oh, look at this, what you have made us. Like literally, they are blaming Mourinho for all, like for the losses to Mourinho. Bro, this team have no business to do with UCL. You cannot even make top eight. Like for me, bro, like how can Mourinho make this team, to finish the second spot, bro, ahead of
They finished
yeah, yeah,
second.
yeah, Abdullah, wait. So how like that's like, bro, that's like an achievement in itself, bro. Like for me, bro, there should be some kind of trophy, like a runners-up trophy or something in Premier League. Because but that United squad, I'm sorry, mate, like that's an impossible feat to achieve, to be honest. With this set of team,
Amazing.
second,
When
yeah,
when we now see
and
how useless they are, it's amazing what he was able to do.
yeah. Yes, exactly. And you know what? You know what? These fans, yeah. I mean, true United fans, yeah. They say themselves, "Oh, we witness all those, attractive football." You spoil the image of Mourinho first. You know what? Because you said, "Oh, pragmatic approach, this approach, bro." He knows that, like your players, your set of players, yeah, they're not capable enough to play the attractive football. Like,
Yeah.
look at the side of Real Madrid, bro. That's one of the attractive footballing side. One-touch football, beautiful football, so eye-pleasing, But you guys are not capable. So on top of thirdly, this board should be completely. They should be sacked.
Destroyed. Yes, destroyed.
Yeah, bro. Look, man, they didn't, allow Mourinho to buy his set of players. He won, I think so. Perisic, he won, or Rafael Varane. Come on,
Yeah.
man. That's like if you have ambition, yeah. So you have to follow the manager. You have to back him
Yep.
with some kind of players, bro. And what United did? Absolutely, like to be honest, like I don't want to just abuse like certain players, bro. But like, come on, they bought crap players. They are
Yep.
not at the caliber of playing UCL or top four or finishing second. But this guy did it, bro. Lastly, I'll just say karma is bitch, bro. And these guys they need at least 11 seasons or 10 seasons to come back, bro. Right now, I cannot see this club as
Wait, you
like
said 11 seasons.
No, that's too low,
exactly,
man.
bro. Bro. When was the
53.
last? No, no, wait. When was the last time United won the Premier League? Please, can you remind me? I can't remember. When was the last
2013.
time? Sorry,
2014. No.
2014,
13.
Sorry.
13, 2013,
13. Yeah, so it's
13,
like
13.
7 years. Yeah, it's 7 years, and but Mourinho itself, and they didn't back him up. So even though they didn't won the Premier League, they are not relevant. Even like from the 7 years, they are not relevant.
Okay.
No,
All
but
right.
they
Let's
Okay.
be
reached
honest.
All right.
quarterfinals
All right.
of
All right.
UCL.
So basically, let's I want to just move on to something very briefly, but before I move on, super chat here from JJ Samuel. Thank you for the $2.79 super chats. He says, "Bye bye Griezmann." So is Griezmann already a flop? Is that too
So
much to say? Has Griezmann already flopped?
No
Overhyped?
comments. No comments.
should I respond? Should I
Please,
respond?
please respond.
Yeah,
I'm just putting it
yeah,
No,
out there
no.
because
yeah,
you
Can I
also
go
mean that he
next?
was world
Can I go
class. You
next?
also mean that he's a world class
No
player. That's what
comments.
you
No
also mean.
comments. No comments.
He asked
Wait,
me.
Muntal, talk. Muntal, talk.
Bro,
No
for me,
comments.
I can't remember. Did I say world class? Because like, if I said world class, because I never said him world class. He's like, okay, really great player, good player. He can be a difference maker, but for me right now, he's not on this right position. To be honest, Valverde is brick man. He don't know how to use this guy. Okay, with Coutinho, it was completely different thing because Coutinho was more of a central attacking midfielder. This guy can play right wing as well, but he cannot play left wing. You're restricting him. You're not giving him freedom to play as a like as a right winger. You are allowing him, and like he's completely isolated on the flank. To be honest, this guy should be played more in the right flank, and Messi should be played false nine, and that's the problem with this team, with his players. So I think so. Griezmann is not the problem. I think so. Valverde is the
Wait,
problem.
but let me say this though. First, I mean, like again, I don't think Griezmann is that much of an issue. So I don't think it's like that. But my thing is because I did see bits of that Barcelona Sevilla game. Sevilla, those guys are trash. Don't these bums always get bomb rushed every single time they come to Camp Nou? Didn't these losers get bomb rushed the same time last season? Wait, easy. My thing is that Atletico. That whole love affair with Atletico is done. I think we're now seeing reality of like, oh, Inter Milan, Atletico that can do something. Who's not saying Atletico will win La Liga? It's between Real
Me.
Madrid and Barcelona, and that's Real Madrid side I see there. Sorry guys, they're not winning the La Liga title. Once Barcelona just gets their facts straight and they really understand what the hell they are doing, Barcelona are going to end up winning La Liga at the end of the day. And let me say this. I still believe he's on the decline. That goal from Cannibal was ridiculous. That's it. That's a bloody ridiculous goal. I mean, and he keeps on even like the Cannibal can go on a run of like 6, 7 games where he does nothing. Then out of nothing, he'll just score a ridiculous goal. Like even the goal that he scored
No,
against Inter
but
Milan was bloody
consistency is
crazy.
key, and that's what Lewandowski is better than him at.
No,
Okay, but can I speak about Griezmann?
oh yeah, okay, Ahmed, hit it.
Okay. Calling Griezmann a flop this early on doesn't make sense. I know Hazard has been injured, but we shouldn't have called him a flop either at like this early on in the season. Now that should Griezmann be called a flop. He's at a new club. He still has time to adjust.
Hey, who's
Let's
eating, man? If
remember.
you're eating, mute your mic, man. What the hell? You got how can you bloody eat on this thing? If you're eating, mute that
Abdullahi,
mic, man.
Abdullahi, bro.
It's not me. It's
Abdullahi.
not me. I'm not hitting. I'm not hitting.
If
No, no, no,
anybody,
don't,
I heard someone
don't
chewing
lie,
a
bro. Come
biscuit.
on, man.
If you're chewing, mute your bloody mic. Ahmed, talk.
Abdullahi, bro, the jollof.
Ahmed,
I
talk.
think
Not me. Not me,
I,
man.
I think it's too early for
Not
him to
me.
be called a flop.
Wait, guys, shut
I
up.
think
Hey,
it's
Ahmed, talk.
I think it's too early for him to be ruled a flop because it's how many games? It's like 7 games in La Liga, 2 UCL games. Sure, it's almost time where he needs to be called a flop, but I still think he should be given more time. And Valverde also needs to be partially to blame because of the way that he's been playing this team. Because the whole team as a whole hasn't even been performing for the whole season. So I would wait till Barcelona, like the rest of the squad, is more in form, and then see if Griezmann's in form with them or not.
Okay. But let me also just throw this out there because look, we're just because this is a hanger, so we can just pretty much put things out there, guys. Man, Chelsea look alright, man. Now, relax.
Can I
Just
talk?
wait easy, man. Let me land. Let me land. What the hell? I'm not saying Champions League semis. All I'm saying is this, guys.
No,
If
you said
Chelsea have
you
all
already
of
said
those,
Champions League
let me,
semis.
I beg you, please, just give me a few, minutes, please. All I'm saying is this: if Chelsea have all of their assets fit, bring on Ajax. That's what I'm saying. Bring on Ajax. Because I get it. Ajax are the hipster team. Ajax are the cool team. Ajax are all that kind of stuff. But I think that if I'm looking at what these Chelsea guys are doing, I'm looking at how they're playing. I'm looking at their chemistry. I'm looking at what they're doing. Because first of all, I'm telling you right now, Chelsea, Ajax, those 2 games, those
No.
back-to-backs are going to be money. Those are going to be money. But I really do believe that Chelsea can do something against Ajax, man. Because isn't Tammy Abraham top scorer? Wait, who's
No,
top
yeah,
scorer right now in the Premier League?
He's
Salah.
joined
yeah,
top scorer with
John top scorer with
no.
Aguero.
He's joined top scorer with
Oh, but I mean,
Aguero, but he's got less. He's got fewer non-penalty. He's got more non-penalty goals, so
No,
he
no,
is
no.
top
A goal is
scorer.
a goal. A goal is a goal. Sorry, you can't
No,
say
He,
Aguero
non-penalty.
is
he, he
eight.
is
Aguero is
officially
eight.
the top
Tammy
scorer.
Abraham
He's
is eight.
officially the top scorer.
Joy top scorer
All you need
8-8.
to double H. All you need to know, he's the top scorer. That's all you need
okay,
to know.
all right. So
But
so,
not
so
in
basically,
Champions League.
so
Not in
Tam is
Champions League.
the top scorer there. So my thing, look,
No
I'll
problem.
be real with you. I am surprised with what Lampard has done
British
Willis,
MLS.
because
can I talk?
yeah, no, wait, Abdullah, can you let me land? I will
All right.
when it's your turn,
Abdullahi.
I will say your name. I have
All
been
right.
surprised by what Lampard has done. I'm surprised by what Lampard has done. Now, guys, I'm not going to make the same mistake I made before. I ain't saying Champions League semis. No, I'm not. All right, okay, that was just a joke. After that loss to Valencia, I'm like chill. But I just do believe that how these guys are using their youthfulness, their young players, I think is very commendable. And I do believe that because it's people who've grown up together in the academy. I ain't saying they're La Masia, so relax, chill. But I'm likening to La Masia in the sense of like if you have a group of players who are talented and have spent several years playing within the same team, that is a chemistry that you cannot buy. You can't buy 5, 6 players for 300 billion. I expect this to have the same kind of chemistry as players who've been playing together since they were 12 and 13, which is why that Barcelona team was so damn good, pretty much. Abdullahi, what do you want to say?
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me the chance to talk.
No problem, no problem. It's my pleasure. Now, talk.
Thank you. So,
Congratulations.
let's we need to flashback for before 20 flash. Let's flashback. When you say took over, it was 2023, 2024 when you say took over. That was when Abramovich took over. Jose left. Ancelotti took over. When Ancelotti left, André Villas-Boas took over. When he left, when Andy Villas-Boas left, that was when we were having some turmoils. Then Roberto Di Matteo took over. That was when we won the league in Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich was at Allianz Arena. Since then, we've been doing somehow. That's when we said Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, all these kind of players, we sell them because we're not ready then. Now, this youth team has been playing for so many years. Callum, Reese, Tammy, all of them have been playing so many. They have been playing as a youth team, so they understand each other very well. When Mauricio and Antonio Conte took over, when we won the league, I wasn't happy because it was not the right fit for me. Mauricio Sarri took over, we were not the right fit because I wasn't happy with the way things were going then. I was not. I was like, okay, let's see how it's gonna go, how things is gonna fold. I was not happy. I was literally by September, I was literally telling them, Sarri out. I said it's Sarri out because I did not like the philosophy he was playing. I did not like the philosophy. But when Lampard took over, I was happy because I know we are building something. This is the future. This is what I want. This is what I want.
So what can be achieved this season? Very simple.
This season,
with these young boys, what can be achieved this season?
I say it and I'm gonna say it.
Oh God!
I'm still standing by my word.
I'm begging you, please be very careful what you're about to say.
I'm begging you,
be very careful what you're about to say. Be very careful. Think long and hard. Now go.
I said it already. I will say it again. We are good Champions League final. Saying it again. Champions League.
Abdullahi,
let me give my
this
reason.
team can't beat Juventus or Liverpool. Or
let me give my reason.
Actually, maybe they can beat Barcelona or PSG. I don't know. Carry on.
Let me give my reason. Let me give my reason. We have all fully team fit except Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who's gonna come back 2 weeks before we play Manchester City. That team is gonna be fully fit. This same team won the Europa League against Mauricio Sarri. So I'm confident about this team. Very, very superbly confident about them. We're gonna do something this year.
Don't get carried away, Abdullah.
I know. I'm not getting carried away.
Okay. So I'm like, wait, chill. Look. So basically, you're saying Champions League final, and I need to get to some of these comments, but you're saying final. If they don't get to the final, I'm going to save this and I'm going to blame you.
Exactly.
So
I will come out.
easy, man. You've talked.
I will come out and apologize.
All right, good. Let me read out these comments. So thank you much for the $5 super chat from Dungu Kamal. So Dungu Kamal says, what happens if Chelsea makes top 4 this season? If Chelsea make top 4 this season, I think I have to write a double-spaced apology to Lampard and really congratulate him on a job well done.
You know what, HH? You know what, HH is going to happen with that? Wait. If you guys make... Sorry, yeah. You know what's going to happen if you guys make top 4? I think so you guys can make top 3 right now, as per the current standards of... Yeah, exactly. Because of, it's like an achievable feat. Yeah. No, not possible.
Guys.
Wait. Let me just get to this other chat. So, from Hanif MK, thank you very much for your super chats, dear sire. This is for HH. Bring it on, Ajax. We'll show you what Chelsea is all about. Look, I mean, I'm hoping to have my boy Ford on for that because we always do our Chelsea things together. So I mean, no, those are going to be 2 fantastic games. I cannot wait. I think those are going to be 2 fantastic games. I ain't going to say Chelsea will beat Ajax. But what I'm saying is that that game at Amsterdam is going to be very tough. The game at Bridge is of course a must win. Now, guys, let's talk about 7-2.
I think we might get slapped by Ajax.
Chill, wait. Let's talk about 7-2. Let's talk about 7-2. I want to just talk about 7-2. Now, look.
Too much praise was given.
Tottenham, if I was UEFA, I would throw them out of the competition because you can't bring, because that is embarrassing the nature of the competition. You can't get pimp slapped and completely and totally castrated and devalued, deconstructed and menstruated at your house. It's one thing losing 7-2 at Allianz Arena, but to lose 7-2 in a £1 billion new stadium, I think is insane. I think it's completely and utterly insane. But let me ask you guys this. Is this truly a statement from Bayern Munich? Should people now be fearful of Bayern Munich?
No.
So who's okay? So who says no?
I said no.
Oh no.
Okay. Milko. So why do you say no? Milko, why do you say no?
No, I say yes.
So why should Bayern be feared when Tottenham have shown they're a bunch of losers?
The reason why I say that Bayern should be feared is just because of this. This season, Real Madrid has way too many holes in their team. I thought they were going to be one of the favorites. They're really disappointing me, and I just don't know how they're going to do in coming to February. Also, you can't really rely on the other teams who have zero UCLs, although they have good players. There's just no mentality there. And Bayern Munich live for UCL. We all have to understand that. They know how to get to the semis. They know how to get the job done. And that is what Bayern Munich is so good at. So with the experience, the young players, and the mentality, I think Bayern can be favored. I think if they don't meet a big powerhouse like Liverpool in the round of 16s, I think Bayern could go all the way to the finals because I just don't see any other team
Whoa. Down.
that can compete.
Okay, so
Yeah, calm down.
wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Calm
So
down.
Milko, you're saying Bayern in the final?
I can actually get to the final this year. Real Madrid don't look convincing. Barcelona are just bottlers. PSG are bottlers. City are bottlers. Yeah, I could only see Bayern and Liverpool. That's how I think.
Can I
I
speak
want
after
Bayern and
him?
say I
So
want
Can I
I
wait, so
go
want
no,
after him?
because my thing here, guys, is that this is a group stage game. And first of all, I
Okay.
don't even know how Tottenham reached the Champions League final, but they still deserve to and everything. But don't you think this is more of a case of Pochettino has lost the dressing room rather than Bayern Munich being amazing?
Oh, it's
yeah.
more of Spurs are
Wait,
better than
wait. Can I
Barcelona
speak?
because at least
Wait,
I have
okay,
a AJ. Can I
chill.
speak?
Let me
One
say
second.
something.
Okay,
Double let me say
I'm gonna go to
AJ.
Ahmed and then Abdullahi. Ahmed.
okay.
Okay, so
Anna.
about the first about Tottenham. This shows more about Tottenham than about Bayern Munich. It shows that Bayern Munich on their day are capable of a top performance, but the question is about their consistency. They failed to win this weekend in the Bundesliga, so they're not that consistent.
Mm,
But we know that they have the potential to have that one game where they can pop off. And for Tottenham, yeah, as you said, I think this means that Pochettino surely has lost the players.
mm.
And I think that the top, apparently I heard that Gnabry has the same amount of has more goals in the Tottenham Stadium than Harry Kane does. I need that double checked, but that's what I heard.
The
And
great Hurricane man. So
I
wait,
think
but
that
okay, but I mean, let me
I
ask you
think
this:
it should.
do Tottenham make it out of the group?
I don't think so anymore. I thought they would early on in the season, but that firstly mostly depends on Olympiacos if how good they can be against
So
against
so so
the
so
fourth
not
team
Red
in the
Star
group.
Belgrade. You really don't think Red Star Belgrade have a chance
It's
because they
gonna
beat
depend
Olympiacos 3-1.
Because if Red Star beat Olympiacos and then lose to Tottenham, that's not gonna help. That's gonna help Tottenham get out. So it's gonna
No,
depend on
they
that
beat
group
Olympiacos.
dynamic.
Rest of Belgrade beat Olympiacos. They beat
Okay.
Olympiacos.
Yeah.
No.
We'll
So yeah, it's
see.
basically so yeah. Red Star Belgrade beats Olympiacos in Belgrade 3-1. So
Yeah.
Red Star are actually
Yeah. So
second now.
So second in the table.
yeah, we'll see.
So their
But
next match is Bayern.
So basically, so just very quick. So
the
I mean, so
stadium.
do you think Tottenham will make it through the group?
I don't think so. But one thing I do have to say is that Tottenham Stadium should not host normal football matches. Today they hosted an NFL match. I think they should start hosting American football matches because this football team is rubbish there. They should just. It was a good American football game, you know, good NFL game. That's what they should host in the
Okay.
Tottenham Stadium.
Wait, see, before I carry on, can we all bear witness to Mane? So when City are winning and are doing really well, Mane is always here. He's always first to be here and he's always happy right now. And I know Mane, you're around because I saw you tweeting. So now that City lost to Wolves, Mane has somehow miraculously disappeared. So guys, I just hope everyone in the live chats remembers the next time that Mane shows his face around here, I think we should all say, bro,
He's a
keep that
coward.
same
He's a
energy, bro.
coward. He's a coward.
Keep that
Coward.
same. A1, you know where he is. Find your friends. Tell your friends to come back in here, man. All right.
He's not my friend, man. He's a
Okay,
coward, man.
okay, wait. Let me.
I'm
Okay,
not friends with cowards.
let me hit the super chat here. Let me hit the super chat. So from Primera Marmot, who says Ajax will easily beat Chelsea both games. They're probably better than last season. Primera, look, let me be real with you. That Ajax game is going to be very, very, very tough, 100%. And I find it difficult to see Chelsea beating Ajax in Amsterdam.
Double H is possible.
I'm like, let me land, man, let me land. But my thing is that Chelsea have to win at Stamford Bridge. So that's a must win. So
Yeah, we're playing at
they
home.
have to win at
I
Stamford
need
Bridge.
Chelsea beat you
And
guys. That's the
as
thing.
long as they win at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea have to at least try and get something. Chelsea can beat Ajax at Amsterdam. It's just that it's going to be very hard
Yo,
because
yo, HH, can I say one thing over here,
Musa
bro?
hit it.
Chelsea can beat Valencia and Mestalla. I'm telling you, it's not that difficult to beat Valencia and Mestalla,
Exactly.
bro.
It's not difficult,
Yeah,
bro. Not.
bro, like it's not as if like, oh, you're
But
going somewhere
Ajax,
away
no,
in
no, no,
Camp
no, no.
Nou.
But Muntaha, you underestimate how good this Ajax team is
You don't understand.
because
Lampard isn't.
you're using Ajax destroying them at Mestalla, which is great. But Ajax are obviously the best team in this group, 100%. Ajax are the best team in this group. So what Ten Hag has done is amazing. You lost two of your best players and you're still money. So don't use that result
Yeah.
and put that as a saying. So yeah, Chelsea they can, but why the hell did they lose to Valencia at Stamford
Haven't.
It's
Bridge?
possible, man. Football, everybody lose. Juventus, Man City, Barcelona, Real
Abdullahi,
Madrid.
Chelsea
Everybody
made it
lose.
difficult for themselves. You
But
can't lose your
football,
first game at
football is
wait, what are
It's
you trying to say,
possible.
man?
Liverpool lost their first Champions League match last season and they won the
Yes, we
Champions
can
League.
hear you, Hasan. Yes.
Here you
It's possible. Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
As if we can hear
but
you.
you need to keep in mind, Lampard is in charge of Nursery FC. He's got a bunch of test tube babies who are playing
Bro,
Champions League for the first time.
I
Never
know,
So,
played
HH, can I
Champions
say
League
something about
before.
Bayern?
I know, but not all of them are youth team. There are experienced players who has won something, who knows how to win. That's experienced who has played Champions League before. They know what
Have you,
it means to win
bro,
it.
bro, on
I'm,
top of
I'm
that, no,
all
no,
I'm
no, bro,
saying
bro,
is
bro,
all I'm
the,
saying is
Guys, one at a time,
Ajax.
one at a time,
came
one
at
at a time.
the
Okay, okay, guys, one
Ajax.
at a time.
Oh,
Okay,
you
I'm gonna go to
Wait,
Lion
have you,
Yeah,
Tamer.
give me a
Wait,
chance.
chill.
have you
I'm
spoke
gonna go
about
to
Tottenham?
Lion Tamer, Munsa, and then Hazem. Lion Tamer.
Have you spoke about Tottenham?
Just
I'm
really
into
quick about just really quick about Ajax Chelsea. Like Ajax are heavy favorites.
Yeah.
They're one of the favorites to win the whole thing. By the way they're
No,
playing right
no, they're
now,
not. No, they're
they
not.
haven't they
Let
haven't
him
lost
land,
they
man.
haven't lost at home. They haven't lost at home in years. So to even get a draw at the Amsterdam Arena would be a monumental achievement.
we just beat
Monumental
them last
if
year
we get
in
a draw.
Spain. We just beat
Monumental.
them last year.
yeah,
Monumental.
okay.
No, but
So
Yeah, you,
Red Lantern says that they've gotten better. So you know.
they've
So, I
gotten
mean, like
no,
better,
no, no,
last
but
no,
year we beat them away from home.
Wait,
the
I,
the,
I,
the
guys,
Lake.
one at a time. One at a time. Lion
You
Tamer,
see,
finish your
you see
point.
how you see how Delict is playing for Juve. He stinks. He stinks. They got better. They got better. They got
That's a
better.
good
But
point.
Ten Hag is an incredible manager. And if it wasn't for Lampard, I would really want him at Chelsea. So they're heavy favorites. So for you to say for Abdullahi to say Champions League final, it's an easy game. It's crazy talk. It's
Crazy talk.
yeah,
crazy
No,
we'll
no,
talk.
see.
no, no.
We'll see how it
No,
goes. We'll see.
Abdullah, you're
I'm still
smoking
speaking
crack.
on
You're smoking crack.
double H
Muntaha,
Champions League final.
talk.
whoa,
Abdullah,
Keep
hey,
please.
guiding.
Muntaha, speak. Muntaha.
First of all, what I've witnessed from Chelsea today, yeah, if Kante and whatever the team, the way you play 4-2-3-1 formation, yeah, and Mason Mount and Tammy Abraham, bro, you guys are scoring goals, okay? And when it comes to taking draw against Ajax, it's not that big deal, to be honest. Like, people, like, like, hype Ajax way too much.
But
Oh, because
Muntaha,
of the
that
classics.
defense is too
Oh
leaky,
my
man.
god.
Ajax are too good
No,
at
no,
It
no,
that
happens.
defense is
It
too
no,
happens.
leaky.
Man.
yo, yo,
Nah, man.
yo.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, Muntaha,
Wow.
go for it.
K2, relax, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yo.
Guys, stop.
That defense is leaky, yeah. But did you saw
No,
Ajax
it's
defense
not.
as well? It's leaky as well.
Well, Ajax
Like it's
defense. No,
bro,
it's not,
look.
man. It's
No,
not.
wait. First of all, Valencia's defensive side, yeah. Correct me. I'm not saying that, okay? Valencia is in crisis as well right now. Do you know they sacked the manager? Yeah, okay. Like Peter Lim, the owner of Valencia, they sack what do you call Marcelino. So, bro, even they're in the crisis. So don't
Wait, wait,
consider.
wait, wait,
Wait,
wait.
wait,
You're
wait,
saying
wait, you,
Guys, guys, one at a time, one at a time.
wait. You get your
One at a
turn. Yeah,
time.
this is my
Muntaha,
turn.
finish your
Wait.
point.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He wasn't
Yeah,
getting buddy.
yeah. So what I'm
I ain't
trying to
getting
tell you is
bodied.
that, bro, defeating Valencia at home is not a big deal right now. Even like, come on, man, because they are in the shambles right now. Valencia, they're crisis, mate. Chelsea, look, they can beat Ajax, or at least they can get a draw over there. Can do something, or can get a point against Ajax at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, beat Valencia. So there is a possibility. There is a high possibility. I will say that. Come on. Like you guys are talking as if Valencia is like like you cannot defeat them and you cannot get the points away from Ajax. Like, come on, this Chelsea side, what I have witnessed right now, no, this team can get up points. To be
Okay.
honest,
All right.
Hazem.
So this is what I want to say about Bayern. I said they were favorites, and I'm sticking to it. But they really disappointed me against Tottenham. It was one of their poor games this season. I think they really struggled to give service to Lewandowski, other than the Coutinho assist. No, I'm being serious here. They really struggled to give service to Lewandowski other than the Coutinho assist, and he really had to create a lot himself. And if you want to go forward, I really want to see more from Coutinho, and I don't want to see Coman starting because Coman is one of the most overrated wingers I've ever seen.
He's trash.
He just can't play. He's horrible. So please start Perisic ahead of Coman. You have a really good crosser. And Coutinho, let's see what he does. He needs to start creating for the striker. So I'm really disappointed by Bayern. And if they want to go far, they need to improve because this was one of their really poor games against Tottenham.
All right, guys.
Double can I say-
Wait, no. Abdullah, you have talked a lot.
Wait,
Basically,
HH.
just to
HH.
let me just round off, man. Let me just round off right now because we're obviously going into the international break, Yonsville, oh lord, which is damn unfortunate and everything. So
We have a big match in international break. Double H. We have a big match.
I know the true. But look, this is just my final thing right now. Hazard
Again?
is it's a very simple question. Hazard do you still believe that he's gonna do something for Real Madrid this season?
Leave it. He's doing it in front of your very own eyes. You just literally did it last night.
Yeah.
True.
We have to speak about Hazard every hangout.
Okay. So Red, you believe that Zad will rise this season?
You literally just answered your question earlier when you mentioned that teams like Inter and Atleti, those the teams that we glorify, they tend to fall off at this point, and the real challengers emerge. Like the season only gets started 10 games, 15 games into it. Once you actually you start looking at the second leg and you start seeing okay, we're going to draw points away to this ground. It starts becoming more realistic when the Champions League also starts in the second half, and you're seeing it right now. Hazard's hitting form. He started 4 games. In the 4th one, he scored, and now he's going to start slowly adjusting to the team. He also that wasn't really an assist technically. It was a side pass and it was a long shot. But anyways,
all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this is all I say. And just to round off, is Zad, bro. I have defended you. I've called you tier 1. Somehow, some way, this season, you have to deliver a flipping trophy for these guys. You have to deliver a flipping trophy for these guys. Actually, so let me. I think I forgot this super chat here from Martin Rosario. Said a 199 super chat. Bayern basically banged Tottenham's wife. Laugh my ass off.
Can I speak on that? I didn't get a chance on that topic.
Okay, go for it. Okay, ready. Go for it.
Very poor game from Bayern.
I'm scared of Bayern. I don't know. You guys are sleeping on.
Come on, it's bloody Tottenham, man. These dudes lost 3-0. Wait, they lost 3-0 to Brighton.
Let me just finish my point, H. Because look, I saw that 7-2. I didn't watch the game. I forgot which game I was watching at the moment, but I didn't watch that game. I went back. I saw the score. I'm like, I have to see this game. Went on the zone, looked up the match, rewatched it, and honestly, the first half you would never guess it's a 2-2.
Yeah.
You think Spurs were the better team.
I told you.
Son was on it. He could have gotten 2 or 3 goals in the first half. Neuer really showed up. Neuer was on form.
Yeah. Neuer was big. Neuer was huge. Neuer was huge.
In the second half, Kovac just knew exactly what to do. These players, that ball from Thiago was filthy.
Yes.
He caught Spurs.
How can you not start with Thiago?
That Spurs, they did fall apart a little bit, but Bayern were that flick by Lewandowski. He did that. The Spurs didn't do anything wrong. He dribbled past his marker and got it done. So Bayern definitely they're gelling together. Maybe the league form is affecting people's opinions because in the league, but I think that's more a testament to the Bundesliga really improving and the play the teams are around them. Leipzig is now in its 3rd, 4th season in the Bundesliga. They're sort of adapting to the league. Dortmund also have a squad that they're building on from last season. So I think that's more testament to just the Bundesliga just sort of upping its level. But Bayern are definitely a team that we should respect and we should fear in the Champions League. Don't let their performance last season fool you against Liverpool.
Okay.
I think.
All right, guys. Look, man, we're out.
We need to speak about the Bundesliga, man.
We will see you guys next Sunday. Peace out, through and
Well
stay
done,
real.
Milan.
Peace out, stay free.